TimeRust.com proudly presents the Time Rust Brain Trust.
Hey everybody, and thank you for joining us here on the Time Rust Brain Trust podcast.
God, I love being a turtle. Your hopes are crushed.
You're fired.
We started at the bottom, and now we're here. At the bottom.
Yeah, right there. That's right. Woo!
So much swearing in my head. So much.
Hey. You're normally starting with all the bad punches, though. We had to pick up the slack today.
Of all the things, Ninja Turtles.
Hey.
I like to be some Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, but...
What? Ninja Turtles? What?
You didn't hear me say, God, I love being a turtle?
Oh, no.
And then Easy came up with the Drake
I
line.
missed that.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. See, you're flowing today.
Introduction
and the whole
time.
team's really hurt.
Oh my gosh. This guy to my left is Steve.
Hey guys, I'm finally back!
Poke him, is real. Poke him, it's free. Poke him.
Yeah,
He
real
just
life.
wants you to touch him.
Real life finally calmed down and I can do stuff again. Super cool!
And to his left is Eli.
Tomodachi life.
Son of a...
For life.
I love this podcast.
How do they
To
do
his
it?
left is Marquise.
What it is,
For
folks.
life. That's how they do it, isn't it? It's like that. For life. For life.
For life.
That's how it was. Like the L is like a short stemmed L.
And I'm Nathan.
Hi, Nate!
21 and 1, baby. Burn.
My heart hurt when I watched
Brock
that.
Lesnar is not awesome at all.
But Paul Heyman cut a nasty promo for him on Monday
The next
night,
day.
and it was amazing.
It was actually really good.
Well, who cares? Brock Lesnar is still not... Like, look at all the people that Undertaker faced over those
All the
20...
legends
Over
he
these
conquered.
22 years.
Triple H.
None
like,
of them
3
ended the
times.
streak. None of them
Shawn
ended the
Michaels
streak.
twice.
Every single one of them is better at
CM
wrestling.
Punk never even got it.
Is a better wrestler.
He
Better on the
I know,
mic.
he never
Better,
beat the Taker.
like,
Yeah.
a better character than Brock Stupid Lesnar. Like, that's lame. It's really dumb. It's offensive. And
Okay.
it's dumb.
He was hurt. He was
Yeah.
super hurt.
But he had
Yeah,
a
Who
was
concussion.
hurt?
Taker, he had a severe concussion.
And you know whose idea it was to let Brock
Okay.
win?
Huh.
Taker's. He said, you know who should take the streak away from me? Brock Lesnar. They just couldn't get him in there in time to actually make it happen.
What's really silly, it doesn't matter whose decision it was. It doesn't matter why the decision was made. If it was because of a concussion, that doesn't matter because wrestling's fake.
Yeah, well...
So I mean, they could have a decent match where Undertaker wins quickly against somebody. Like they could just have a squash match
If you're super hurt...
and let him have the streak intact. So
Well-
what's the deal with Sting? That whole thing's canceled. He's not gonna fight Undertaker because I mean.
He might still fight Taker, though.
But that's the thing.
But
There's
what
no
about the
streak.
severe concussion?
Eli brings up a good point, though. Sting should... I would have rather had Sting end the streak.
He should have ended the streak.
Lesnar.
Well,
There's
they didn't
no
get their
point.
stuff together in time.
There's no point in having this Sting versus Taker match now.
Well, except
can
that
agree.
it's a dream match. Next
Yeah,
year,
but there's still no
WrestleMania
point.
31.
Sting's 54, Undertaker's 49. There's no point.
Well, no, it's going to be garbage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no
But-
point.
Sting was a jerk and didn't want to sign with WWE back 14 years ago.
Well, that's fine. Who
13
cares?
years ago.
Doesn't matter.
It
Well,
doesn't.
when
It doesn't
WCW
change.
got bought
That has
out.
nothing to do
Yeah,
with Brock Lesnar being the one that ended the streak, and he's lame.
I can agree.
Basically, Taker said, of all the people that are out
And it was a
there,
lame match.
why
It
not?
was a terrible match. It was
Oh,
not
yeah.
good.
No, it was much better last year with CM Punk.
Yeah, no, this
was an
match was
epic
terrible.
match.
Like
That was a great
nothing
match.
happened this entire match, and when it ended, you were just like, "Oh, it's over. Oh, the streak is ended. Oh, did anybody do anything remotely cool? No.
He took 3 F5s to die.
Oh, wow.
I would have said that
'Cause,
I-
you
I
know,
would have
it's a
had
fake
someone
wrestling
that
move.
is actually like awesome.
It does no
in the-
damage.
I mean, I thought that if it wasn't going to be Sting, it would have at least been someone like The Rock or Cena. Someone that I can actually.
Yeah.
You know what? I like
Yeah.
that decision.
Yeah.
Cena would
Cena,
cause
no.
a riot.
Cena would be terrible, but The Rock, yes, I would be fine with that. Hulk Hogan, fine with that.
That would have been amazing.
The only thing that would have made it better is if Daniel Bryan had come
Daniel
in.
Bryan
and
would have been a
Taker.
good. Yeah, Daniel Bryan would have been
I won
fine.
3 matches. Yes.
Someone from the Shield would have been fine.
They talked
Santino
about-
Marella would have been fine.
They
Hacksaw
talked
Jim
about
fine
Duggan
with
would have
that.
been epic.
next year.
He just runs in and clocks him with the 2x4.
If
goes for
Santino
the pin.
Marella had come out, done the little snake, popped him in the face, and won, that would have been fine.
Hello, I am Santino Marella. I hit you with
Because, I mean, at
Cobra.
least he's an
Hey.
interesting character and is fun to watch.
I like Emma. The girl that follows him around doing the wacky dance.
But here's what it comes down to. It comes down to
It comes down to they needed a shocking moment for WrestleMania
Brock
30.
Lesnar's not
Because the rest of the
an exciting
show sucks,
person,
except for Daniel
but
Bryan.
Paul Heyman is. And Paul Heyman sold it.
the next day.
He sold it.
You look at Brock Lesnar and you're like, that guy's not really cool. He's not
And
exciting.
here's what they did. They now by selling him the way he did, they've established that Brock Lesnar is heel for life. There is no go back. There is no turn.
That doesn't matter. None of that matters.
But he
Nothing
can
that
always
happened
say,
after
"I took
Sunday
down
night
Taker."
matters. Nothing that happened after Sunday night matters in terms of justifying
The match.
the match itself and him taking the streak, because he's just Brock Lesnar at that point. At the point when he beat Undertaker, he's just Brock Lesnar, and whoop-de-doo, he's not interesting at all. He's boring.
No.
He has no personality, and who cares?
And when he yells, he goes, "Ah!"
I'd rather
Yeah.
hang out with a fish stick.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Because
you
at
might-
least you can put ketchup on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
you might eat the fish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, let's go to the elephant in the room. The Ultimate Warrior
Ultimate
died.
Warrior died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3
It's-
appearances in a row, and then all of a sudden dead on Tuesday.
He
It
basically was like gripping his chest and just went down.
just sudden
Brightest
cardiac
stars
death.
burn
Like,
brightest.
it's crazy.
We're how quickly.
Then Nancy Grace opened her mouth last
Oh
night.
boy.
It's just speculation.
Yeah, but her people paint it, make the business look so bad, make wrestling look so bad. And it's
Nancy
gotten-
Grace is one of the worst human beings on the face of the earth.
She's
It's-
cuckoo, y'all.
It's their
So-
job to stir things.
Yeah,
And
I
make
mean,
spectacles because that's what they do.
nothing that comes from her mouth or is a part of her program should be taken with any kind of weight.
I understand that, but she didn't even wait for the man to be put in the grave.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
no, that's her thing. That's her thing, is being as offensive as possible in an informative way. That's her thing. She tries to bring people that she's interviewing to the point that they want to kill themselves, because that's entertainment in her eyes, and that's
Yep.
what she wants to convey and what she thinks people
Yeah.
want to watch. And sadly enough, people do watch it and go
And she continues.
and-
Her
and
contract
just eat it up.
continues. Yeah. That makes me sad.
Nancy Grace said this: "Your argument is invalid." Then.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, so Warrior died. He died, but he had really good appearances.
Yeah, it was
he made
awesome
peace with
seeing
a
him
lot
again.
of people.
It was
If
crazy
you
that
follow
it's
tweets
like-
and stuff.
You know, hey, he's here on
was-
TV. Cool.
it was so
Next
bizarre.
day, gone.
It was so bizarre because we were talking about him at work Tuesday, like during the day at work, and then we got home and I pulled up Instagram and it's like, wait, what?
Did you hear his speech?
What? That's crazy, huh?
Did you hear his promo he cut Monday?
No, I didn't get to
It
see
was
that.
like he knew.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Maybe he'd been feeling crap.
scary.
It was his
Bizarre.
go home.
It
Maybe
was
he'd
like
been
speech.
feeling crap. Maybe he knew.
He was like, every warrior breathes to their last breath. Breathes their last breath, and every fights their last fight, whatever. It was
Maybe
it was like,
in some way he was just kind of hanging on until he got to have that last little farewell to everybody.
Maybe it was really
That's bizarre. It's
surreal
weird.
watching him. Like, this is kind of odd. Like, you knew while you were watching it, this wasn't normal. This wasn't regular.
It's bizarre. It's
How
sad.
bizarre.
Sucks. I like the Ultimate Warrior. He was really good.
Yeah, it was that magical Twilight like comeback where sometimes when someone's terminally ill, they get magically better for a short period of time,
Yeah.
and their body fails.
Yeah.
Perhaps it was that.
They may have told him that he's going to suffer from heart failure at any moment, and he's like, "Screw it! I'm going to the Hall of Fame. I'm doing that. I'm going to be on Raw. I'm going to be at WrestleMania 30, and you can't stop me."
Yeah, I'll go as long as I can, as awesome as I can, and then I'm done. Maybe his body just said it was time.
I just like the fact that like this past weekend he made so much peace with people. Like Jake the Snake Roberts said, like they buried a hatchet, a needless hatchet, and so many people got to tell him how much they meant to him. Batista told him that the shaking of the ropes he does was a homage to him. That'd be a kind of important deal. If I was a Warrior, I'd be like, wow, thanks for telling me that. That's an awesome thing.
It was kind of like when The Rock was talking, like when back in the NWO era, where The Rock was talking to Hulk Hogan about how much he idolized him and how he should, stop being a jerk. I mean, I thought that was kind of cool. When you grow up watching someone and looking at someone on the television, and then you get the chance to do what they do, and it's like you're fulfilling a wish or a dream, and then it's even further icing on the cake when you get to tell them how much they actually meant to you, like face to face, and it's a completion of something. And I'm glad some people got to do that before he passed away. So,
and, it really was a good WrestleMania. So overall,
it was an alright WrestleMania.
It's better than it was going to be originally.
The Daniel Bryan match was awesome.
Which one?
Both of them.
Right.
They were both good. The Bray Wyatt, John Cena, terrible, as expected.
I thought that was actually a pretty good match.
Well, it was all right for John Cena. Bray Wyatt brings the interesting.
Oh yeah,
he's interesting.
I just think he's dumb.
Well, he's like the new.
He's over. He is so over. He is over.
There's no more takers, so you've got Bray Wyatt.
He's going to be the new
No
one.
more Kane. You got Bray Wyatt. You got Corporate Kane.
Bray Wyatt is...
That match was stupid. The Shield versus Corporate Kane.
Bray Wyatt is derpy.
He's still better than nothing.
He's better than Brock Lesnar.
He's better than Brock Lesnar. He could have ended the streak.
Because he has a personality.
You could have thrown
a
head of cabbage in the ring, and I would have been like, "Oh,
I'm
that
sorry.
guy's amazing."
The Monday after Raw.
You just hit Taker with a head of cabbage and like TKO. What the? Whoa! All right, I accept this.
Fruit vendor wins.
This cabbage is amazing.
Flawless victory.
I'm okay with the cabbage ending the streak.
Oh boy!
But
Monday, instead we got Brock Lesnar.
Monday after Raw though was amazing. When John Cena came out, they were singing "John Cena Sucks" to his theme song, and it was hilarious. It was so loud; it was over his music.
It's nice. Great. Actually, the crowd was awesome on Raw. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was the match was the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
I like that. That was good.
And we had some
Cesaro
shining stars.
picking up the Big
Show. You got to watch that yet?
Walking him over the top rope.
He took the Big Show. He picked him up for a body slam, and instead of slamming him he walked him.
He took 3 steps to the edge of the ring
and then dumped him over.
Nice.
Yeah,
we were
John Cena was always, that was a big thing for him as a huge momentum shift in his career when at WrestleMania, I think it was for the U.S. title, he picked up the Big Show and slammed him. Okay, Cesaro picks him up, carries him, holds him in the position, and throws him out the ring. That's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. That man is pure strength.
I don't know how the Big Show didn't get hurt.
Because Cesaro was that careful.
500 pounds falling down on his ankles. I don't know how they didn't just snap like twigs.
They're pretty thick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and then
he's built pretty solid.
He's gigantic.
Yeah.
And then that Monday with those ridiculous.
His heart's probably the size of my face.
Yeah, it is.
It was replaced with a gorilla heart.
But then it was too small, so they took 4 gorilla hearts and sewed them together.
The Big Show
one for a chamber.
has the
Each heart is one
heart
chamber.
of a gorilla. It's the heart of a gorilla that has the heart of 5 gorillas.
He is the man.
Each heart is one chamber.
Yeah, Big Show. That's what I'm saying. 4. Big Show's a big dude and all, but he's an obvious choice to dominate. So then they have to make it.
He should have beat Undertaker.
He had to be
why even have Brock Lesnar in the running?
I would have actually been. I would have accepted the Big Show.
Yeah,
because he's the Big Show.
Weird.
I would have accepted Khali.
No.
The Great Khali could have beat the Undertaker. He could have just walked in and done one chop and stood there awkwardly.
You would have heard "You Can't Wrestle" chants all night long.
That's okay though. He has more personality than Brock Lesnar.
And then also
That's not hard to do, buddy.
That's not hard
to have more personality than Brock Lesnar. You have to have a personality.
The Diva Invitational or whatever it was stupid.
But then the match-
AJ won.
There was
The
no
next
point
night was
at
awesome
all.
because, Paige came out, the anti-diva, and beat AJ. So, we actually have a new
The
champion.
title changed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there was literally no point to the thing on Sunday then.
They
They should have had the title change on Sunday.
I think
Actually,
I think that was Vicky Guerrero's last swan song.
Yeah, Vicky Guerrero is probably done.
They're cutting a lot of contracts this week.
Yeah.
Well, good, because Vicky Guerrero has always been terrible.
Well,
Forever.
She's a good heel.
she's a good heel, and they
Yeah.
did it out of respect for Eddie.
But
when
she's
when
terrible.
Eddie died, her kids were preteens and teens, and she had no source of income.
Yeah,
So
but she's terrible.
she's terrible, yeah. But I mean, she sold it, and they helped her out.
It was a
Which
character.
I expect them to do the same thing with the Ultimate Warriors. They'll
Oh,
just
man.
you
That'd be crazy.
honor his contract and
Yeah.
send the money to him. Maybe even open up a trust for the kids or something. Just to help out something. I'm sure someone is out there, or one of the wrestlers or something. Even if Triple H or Stephanie, they got people on it. The E is so big now; they've got people on everything.
I want to see if someone's made a good Ultimate Warrior on WWE 13 so I can download it. I don't
There's
think
no
it
14. There's no point in
Yeah, I'm not buying 14.
Why not?
because
I'm not going to spend $60 to
there's-
buy it.
There's no
and
point.
create.
There's no point in 14.
Yeah, 14.
15 is going to drop soon anyway. So
Yeah, 15 is going to be amazing. It's going to actually be a next gen.
Is it going to be amazing, or will it just be kind of okay?
I don't
Well,
know.
THQ's not in charge of it. It's 2K, and they're getting
It
some
might
other
just
people.
be kind of okay.
I think it's going to be better than 14. So
It's not going to be any Tomodachi Life, that's for sure.
nothing will be because that's garbage. Now, I want to talk about the main event, though. How great was that? Eli, you were all, I think he's really hurt. I think
I really did. A lot of people did. I was not the only one
I was
that
like,
thought he
no,
was hurt.
no, he's coming back. Daniel
was-
Bryan got hurt.
It was weird because
Because I didn't watch the
Randy
the
Orton
WrestleMania.
was kind of kept kind of looking over, checking on him, so he just did a
sold
really
it.
good job selling
Randy
it.
Orton, dude, he landed on that monitor, dude.
He actually got hurt.
Okay,
Dude.
you got to tell what happened. All right, so the
'Cause
premise of WrestleMania for those that derped.
Oh, that's fine. I was too busy hanging out with my friends and killing trolls in downtown San Francisco.
Anyways, the
San Francisco.
Yeah,
that's what I was like.
It's a
San
diesel punk
Francisco.
No.
Pathfinder game.
That's
Okay.
San Francisco.
It's pretty sweet. I'm playing.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
Francisco.
Rice around.
Anyway,
I love rice writing. So they.
That was so random.
No, it's a San Francisco treat.
Yeah, he said
Ding, ding.
rice and runny, so I was like, yeah.
um,
But anyway, so they.
by the gods.
The first match of the night was Triple H versus Daniel Bryan. The winner gets thrown into the main event to fight the champion, which is Randy Orton and Batista, which by itself would have been boring, even though Triple H handpicked that match to happen by having Batista win the Royal Rumble, and everyone thought this is garbage. So that's why they injected either Triple H or Daniel Bryan.
And it was
Great match.
Was it a three-way match?
Three-way match. Great match between Daniel Bryan, Triple H. Very first thing we got. It was so good. Then Daniel Bryan wins. He does the running knee to Triple H. Does he pin him or did he make him tap? I thought he pinned him, right? I can't
Made him
remember.
He made him
Okay.
tap.
All right, which is awesome. Triple H never taps. So then they go to the main event. And everyone's like, well, Daniel Bryan's not going to win, but he'll get close. It'll be cool. We don't want Batista to win.
That was after the assault. After he hit him with the chair on his bad shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He,
After the match was over, he tried to disable him so that he would suck
Yeah.
in the final match.
Yeah, he assaulted him brutally. So then we get to the end, right? And it's, Randy Orton, Batista, Triple H, and Stephanie come out at some point to do stuff. They bring a crooked ref. It's just crazy classic wrestling stuff.
But then the crooked ref was like, I'm not going to be crooked. And he didn't, be crooked.
But he still got beat up, though, didn't he? I can't remember.
Yeah, the ref, Triple H or somebody beat up the ref then after he wouldn't be crooked.
And then they had, what was it? Randy Orton and Batista teamed up on Daniel Bryan to destroy him. They
And they left him
Walked.
bleeding in a corner.
They took the stuff off the two tables, off two of the announcer tables.
There were 3 tables.
There were-
French, Spanish, and then,
The regular.
the regular.
So it was useless, and he was full.
Yeah.
They took the stuff off 2 tables. They cleared off 2 tables, and then they got the steel steps beside one of the tables. Orton climbed up on the steel steps, and Batista went to do like a power bomb.
He did the Batista bomb.
He did the Batista bomb on Daniel Bryan. Orton caught him in midair.
RKO.
In the RKO.
Through the table.
Through the tables. Through both tables. Orton lands and crushes one of the little monitors that's sitting there.
You know those metal monitors.
The solid, like, heavy, crazy monitors that they use. He landed on that right on his back, cut his back open.
He's like, oh!
You thought Daniel Bryan's neck was broken because, like, it looked like the whole thing got botched really bad.
It looked like it hurt.
It looked like somebody died.
You remember the time? I don't know if you saw it or not. Was it Marquise? Maybe
all the paramedics came out. They loaded up Daniel Bryan
on a
stretcher, strapped him in. I was like, if they strap him in, it's probably legit.
Like, Eli's like, he's hurt. I'm like, dude,
They strapped him in. They started wheeling him up the ramp. He gets off the thing.
We're like, Eli, they can throw the X up. But when they throw the X up, he's really hurt. When
he
you
got
see
up
the
off
X's come up, that's when they're really
They
hurt.
go like, bam, bam.
He got up off the thing. He goes in. He crushes some face.
That
Yeah,
sounds
he
pretty
makes.
cool.
He's just like knee. You know,
Finisher here.
sharp.
Finisher there.
Well, what's his?
special
I keep wanting to call it the crippler crossface, but it's the yes lock or no
Yeah,
lock,
yeah.
the little bell lock, whatever you want to call it. It's the crippler crossface. But a few years ago, it was like 10 years ago. It was Triple H and Kurt Angle on top of a table, and it collapsed while they were setting up a pedigree.
Ouch.
Was that it? They're like, yeah, we're going to do this move on the table. Yeah. And they're like, blah, 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 just twitching on the ground. Yeah, that was one of the many things that nearly killed Kurt Angle. I don't know how he's alive. They call him the cyborg because
he's a good
so
wrestler.
much metal inside of him. Well, the problem was Vince didn't know, oh, by the way, you shouldn't nearly kill your guys and then keep making them wrestle. He had a hernia, like balls of muscle were just like popping out of him. It was disgusting. Like he had showed people and made me want to vomit. I wasn't there, but I mean, like pictures. And yeah, that's when he said, I'm going to TNA later, guys. But rumor has it he's going to come back soon to WWE.
Yeah, rumor has it he's going to honor his contract with the TNA, and that's up in September. And they'll probably have a 90-day no compete clause.
So basically the end of the year.
So end of the year, Kurt Angle will be back just in time for
Royal Rumble.
And then he comes in Royal Rumble. Kurt Angle will probably he'll win the Rumble. By then, Lesnar will have to be champion. He'll win the Rumble, and then they'll have Kurt Angle versus Lesnar, and that'd be a good solid match.
Well, you remember what happened last time?
Broccoli Lesnar.
Lesnar broke his neck because he got funny and tried to do the shooting star press like an idiot.
Okay, if you have a square, okay,
Yes.
like the squared circle, and then you have someone like way far away, and you could jump up on that one and jump, or you could get a little closer and do a little bit easier, maybe a little bit more artistic, maneuver. Which would you do? Consider now, this is a move where you're throwing your body backwards and spinning in the air. Would you do it super duper far away? Or would you do it kind of close so it arcs beautifully and lands easily?
I'd do the one that would probably not get me killed.
So he did it wrong, landed on his neck, and it looked like, I kept thinking, is that like the fluid around his brain coming out of his nose? Because that's what it looks like. It was like a yellowy fluid that I've never seen come out of a human before.
Broke his neck. Live TV broke his neck.
Yeah.
Wow.
It could have been spinal fluid. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know.
He won that match, right? He won that match?
Yeah. It was terrible. Because he was, like, gone. He just lost, I don't know, 10, 20 days. So, yeah. Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar might be good. Only if he gets the shooting star press right this time. Well, Kurt Angle would do the moonsault. And his moonsault is a work of art. Because it's like his body is liquid as he does it. Mm-hmm. It's like watching the T-1000 go...
It's just cool.
It is.
Okay.
So but shout outs to Justin and Jen for coming for a little bit, and Trevor came out to hang out with us a little bit. Chantel was there.
Chantel showed up. Good
and we had a good little time.
Eli, Marquise, and myself.
Sorry I missed it.
It was so good.
Sort of.
So good.
He's sort of.
Sort of. Yeah.
Sort of.
Well, you probably had to go sleep around like 10 or earlier anyways,
I
right?
was in bed at 10:30. Yeah.
Right, so you would have missed the end match, which was epic. You could get WWE Network for...
What? I'd pay for the pay-per-view.
I was about to say, I was like, why would I?
I'd pay for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, it has all the pay-per-views ever.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and all the TV and
new
TV.
Okay.
It's so good.
As a not enthusiastic wrestling fan, I would not do that, but I would,
You're like, I'll borrow someone else's account.
No, let you borrow my account.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying.
I'll let you borrow my account.
Yeah, I'm trying to acquire something expensive, so I haven't paid for that yet.
Oh, yeah, like what is that house?
But yeah, so what else? Captain America, boys.
I watched Captain America
Captain
on
America came out.
Sunday.
It was so good.
I
So
didn't.
good. Because you're too
Oh.
picky. Your standards are too high.
Oh, it's so good. That
I
movie
invited him to
is
go to
so
Columbus. He didn't want to go
good.
to Columbus because it's too far.
It's one of the best movies I've seen in a long time.
It's so good.
Of course, then again, the track record of this early year hasn't been amazing. So.
And honestly, even S.H.I.E.L.D. after that
Shield was epic.
tied in, and it was pretty awesome. I
Of
mean,
course they're gonna
it was
tie
a
it
little,
in.
It was a little predictable at points because I never liked the dynamic they were trying to set up with the TV show where they're all like, "We're one big happy family," except we're not really a family. We're just secret agents.
No,
What?
I love the turns in the episode were completely.
Well, it was called Turn, Turn, Turn.
It was just like bam. It was a
Literally.
bam, bam. Every commercial break, I'm sitting there going, "What just happened?
You're like, who's good?
Who's bad?
bad?
And who's really running the show?"
And honestly, we can't say what's going on in that because
was
someone
horrible
hasn't
movie.
seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it was so good. Oh, and the Shield logo toward the end of the episode was the logo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was like, yeah. Oh. So that movie was amazing. The cinematography was good.
The
special effects were good.
The choreography for the fight scenes, especially between Captain America
Holy
and the Winter
crap.
Soldier, were amazing.
Yeah, they're calling him basically Marvel's equivalent of the Terminator, and I kind of agree. You couldn't kill him.
That's kind of the way that the Winter Soldier was in even the comic books. Cause it's still.
Yeah, you.
I mean, even when he took his stint as Cap, he had an adamantium laced Cap costume. I was like, I always wondered why that was so shiny. And then I read up on him. I was like, it's laced with adamantium. I was like, that's amazing. Why doesn't real Captain America do that?
He's a bad dude. Yeah, why does Captain America have to go back to his old outfit? I hate his old outfit so much.
No, they modified it.
They did again?
I've seen
Okay.
it. It's a modified version. It's a combination.
I like the Steve Rogers Super Soldier suit.
It's a combination of both.
That
It's the darker material of the Steve Rogers super suit, but the feel of the Avengers Captain America's outfit.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good movie. It really lets you know how, I love how, Captain America was kind of out of touch and trying to get associated with the new technology, but it really lets you know that he's awesome because he's amazingly awesome. I mean, it showcased his strength, his speed, his tactical abilities, and his heart, man.
You didn't see it in 3D, did you?
Nope.
That's what I thought. Marquise, did you see it in 3D?
I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it in IMAX 3D on Sunday.
I was
saw it
also
in
very
3D.
impressed with Falcon. I thought
3D was pretty good.
I knew they wouldn't botch Falcon, but I was very impressed.
Okay, the way... I like how they did the thing with the guns, how he puts his arms out, and the thing,
Because it's essentially an exosuit.
it's a little bit of an exosuit, and he just kind of puts his arms out, it feeds him the guns, shoots, puts them back real quick. And I liked how
Where
he
the wings would fold up and stuff, so
Yeah.
it's not some hokey-looking costume. It actually looks like military hardware.
even though
Yeah.
even though Anthony Mackie said he wanted the Red Falcon outfit so bad. Anthony Mackie said, he goes, if I'm going to do this, I want the red outfit. They're like,
No.
They're like, no, we got. He said, I really want the red outfit, but it looks dumb.
They could paint crimson on the suit that he had, and that would be fine. But
If
yeah,
he had
not those
if he had a
tights.
similar material made costume that to what Cap uses, where it looks more tactical, but it was red and white, it would look cool.
I hear Widow was amazing in this too.
That Widow was so good. It really went into her how good of a spy she actually is. Super cool.
yeah, it was a much darker movie overall than any of the other Marvel movies. So and that's what made it cool. A lot of people say, this
It
is
even showcased how awesome Fury is.
Oh yeah, no. This is all about. This is taking things from what's that? Secret Warriors. With Fury at the time, because this is actually a plot from that. The stuff around the time. Well, basically, Brubaker's run on Captain America. It takes a lot of.
It's Brubaker's run on Captain America. It's Hickman's Secret Warriors run, and just with hints of just Marvel movie flair.
It's super good.
Oh
super
man,
duper good.
Oh, the special effects are so good, and the action was good, and it didn't feel lame. And did you guys stay for all the? There were two, after credit things. One was an easy one you had to stay for. Then the other one was like, I gotta sit through all these. Are you kidding? I was actually late because for WrestleMania.
I haven't seen the movie yet, so I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the intro. I've heard about the first one, the real one, and then there's the real one and there's the jokey one. But I've heard about the real one, and the real one apparently involves Baron von spoiler alert. Baron von Strucker, Quicksilver, and Scarlet Witch,
and they're setting up
supposedly Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
We only have one more movie before.
But if you read any comics, you're like, oh, I know who that is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, or if you pay attention to the internet,
and they're beating around the mutant bush by saying that there are people born with the potential of being superpowered. So they're essentially saying, hey, there are mutants, but they aren't really mutants.
Well, it's easier. It's basically easier to do that than step on the X-Men's toes.
Or they can just tell Fox, we'll give you a whole buku of money and just give us our franchise back.
Well, that's what they did to Paramount.
Yeah.
They're like, here's
Paramount
money.
Feels stupid.
They wouldn't have done as good a job, though.
No, they wouldn't have.
But,
they wouldn't have got Joss Whedon.
Nope.
Joss Whedon has helped with all the movies since Avengers.
Because Joss Whedon's awesome.
And Thor 2 was pretty good.
Thor 2 was great.
Iron Man 3 was good.
Iron Man 3 should have been retitled Iron Man 3, the personal journey of
Iron Man Quits.
Of Tony Stark. It should have just been called Tony Stark and subtitled. You thought this would maybe be an Iron Man movie because
ready? Honestly, Tony Stark is regular man.
Yeah, Tony Stark is regular man.
How about Aluminum Man? It's not as strong as iron. Tin Man.
He's back, folks. It only took half the podcast, but it's back.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, but all the
But Iron Man 3, it dealt with the aftermath of Tony's... And that's the thing about Tony Stark. He's not a superhero. He was a businessman and wearing a robot suit that saved the world by throwing a nuke through a wormhole. But it was him dealing with that because he's never really done anything that amazing. Like, he fought villains that were just normal people and robots and stuff. But then, like, Captain America's like, oh, yeah, I was frozen. I fought, Hydra Nazis and and the Red Skull was cool.
Super soldiers and gods and super spies.
Oh yeah, and then you're like Thor's like, yeah, I'm a god. I'm cool. I shoot lightning out of my hammer. I can fly, and I fought a giant suit of armor that shoots laser out of its face.
So in your face.
Yeah, my brother is one of the best villains ever created for cinema.
And here's Black Widow. She's pretty.
She's super awesome Russian super spy.
And then there's Hawkeye.
And Hawkeye's like, I'm one of the best archers ever, and I do the same thing she does. I'm not pretty.
I have to say, okay, one of the things they had in the movie, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but not really.
Yeah.
They had Batroc the Leaper, which I did not really care about, but he's a throwaway villain.
Yeah.
Because he's a thief, he jumps high, that's his gimmick.
Yep.
But instead of doing that, they got a guy that basically is good at martial arts and kind of does a parkour thing.
Yep.
And had him fight Cap in an amazing battle.
It was a good fight.
This is a good fight.
GSP is a ridiculous UFC fighter. He was the world heavyweight champ. He was the middleweight champion or light heavyweight champion for the longest time. He's a beast fighter.
It was a good fight.
It was a good fight. I was very impressed.
And also, they had they actually let Black Widow use her taser gauntlets or whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
She goes,
she had the shocking discs and stuff.
Yeah, that was.
She used more gadgets than guns in this one. It was actually really good.
Yeah, because pew pew pew.
Well, I think
pew, pew.
With the addition of Robert Redford, it felt like that 1970s spy thriller.
It was pretty good.
And Yeah, it's like, oh hey, there's a really good action movie. It just so happens to have Captain America, Nick Fury, Black Widow.
But the caliber of actor that was in this movie,
So good.
It was.
I mean, to get Robert Redford to sign on to your movie, that's a huge deal.
You had a huge synergy between the actors. There was chemistry on the set. It wasn't like watching the Fantastic Four where you were like, why are these people together?
Oh, and
This makes no sense.
I have to bring up the fact that it was created by the Russo brothers. They did several, actually like 6 or 7 episodes of Community.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, they've got like a legacy thing going on. And do you recall the special guest that was in one of the control rooms at one point?
Yeah, I did.
Should we tell them?
Yeah,
I know who it is.
It's Danny Pudi.
It was Abed.
It was Abed from Community.
It was so. Stacey and I were watching it, and we were like, "Oh my god, it's Abed!" And he was like, like super surprised when they put a gun to him. And he was just in there, like, talking to this other dude like it was nonchalant. They were talking about something ridiculous, and then like they bust in, and he was like, "I was like, holy crap!"
So tell me about the major betrayals.
Huh?
The major betrayals.
No, I'm not going to tell you about the major betrayal.
You don't know about that?
That's
you haven't seen the movie.
too spoiler.
Go
It
see
came
it
out
Sunday.
Friday. It's not been a week.
It dominated the movie.
Yeah, okay.
The movie market.
We will do the spoilers next week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fair enough.
We'll have spoiler talk next
That
week.
makes it easy. You could go to Athens this week and see the movie.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
It shaped the
might.
way I was.
And then there was Arrow for the past couple weeks.
Arrow was good.
It's been very good last few weeks.
Stupid Ollie. Stupid Ollie.
That's the thing. You're like,
Stupid.
We all saw it
stupid
coming,
Ollie.
though.
yeah.
Stupid Ollie.
No. It had to happen specifically so that they could have a better part of the season with a bunch of monster people.
And honestly, they're building up to awesomeness because last year, around this time, we had an amazing finale to the first season, and I see it coming now with, Deathstroke, the Terminator, just murdering folks.
See, it's the thing.
I don't know who's going to survive.
Deathstroke.
Can't wait for Ravager.
I'm looking. You know what I'm actually looking forward to? If it actually happens, I will be ecstatic. Solomon Grundy would come back.
Cyrus Gold is alive.
I know.
So.
He was covered in green stuff and kicked into a vat of stuff, and that's the last we've heard of him. If he came back as Solomon Grundy, that would be amazing.
Grundy Crash.
That reminds me, speaking of origins, I just want to bring it up. Did you notice, what was it, a particular bad guy, I'm not going to say his name, but a particular bad guy that fought the Falcon at the end and you thought for sure was dead, and then they pull him and you're like, oh no, he's still alive. He just looks terrible.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is in the comic universe?
No.
I know you're talking about.
It's Crossbones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that guy is Crossbones. So this whole time, major villain.
Cool.
Just didn't even think about it. So he'll probably be...
That was a good fight. He was just
so many good fights. Anyway,
so good. Good.
Arrow has been building up for something awesome.
Birds of Prey was awesome episode.
That was a good episode.
Great.
I was like, yeah, Huntress is okay. I was like,
Okay.
You guys are caught up though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The part where
I am.
it was not this week, but the week before was the most recent. Where Deathstroke just walks up to what's her face, Laurel Lance, and then just he drops the mic on her.
Like,
you know what I mean?
know your secret. All the Queen is the arrow, and she's like, dun dun dun. I was like, and she immediately she was like, I don't believe a word you said. You're scum. You're a bad guy. I hate your guts. And he was like, he's the arrow, and she was like, instant belief face. I was like, Sometimes that show. Makes me wanna punch
what got
people
me
in the face.
mad during Birds of Prey? Detective Lance goes to make the phone call. Ring ring. Oh, it's my mom. What? And you walk away from it and you talk. And no, that's too much of a coincidence. I don't care. That is just too much of a coincidence. You call the arrow and he walks away at the same time. Like, hey, no, you stick around. Let me talk to your mom while you're here. Hey, so how's it going, Arrow? Well, Hood. No answer?
It's also kind of like Superman, where it's Clark Kent, and all you got to do is put on some glasses and brush his hair to the side, and no one knows who he is.
IR Superman.
He's the same build, the same height, and he looks exactly the same in the face. He just wears glasses and has his hair parted to the side.
Yep.
So when Superman takes off his glasses, that little piece of hair falls down. Everyone's like, I have no idea who this guy is.
Well, it's like at the end of Man of Steel, he goes to work at the Daily Planet right beside Lois Lane, and she's like, "Oh, I know who this is." No one else knew. No one.
That's because
Not a
she's a
single
crack
person.
reporter.
Yeah, she's
Pulitzer Prize winning Lois Lane.
And no one else knows how to work a camera or anything.
yeah, seriously.
Well, when you're
The
when
internet.
you're, when you're running for your life because Superman's fighting at most
or
strength
Google search
inside
something.
of the city, when he's destroying the city around you and snapping villains' necks who he should have trapped in the Phantom Zone.
I watched Justice League War.
Yeah, that
You watch what?
Justice League War.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it?
I haven't seen it.
It was.
Oh, wait, no.
Animation's not great, but it's
The animation's not
Which one's
great.
more?
That's the most recent one with what was they fight Darkseid?
Oh, I've seen that. It's good.
Animation's not great.
I was
Um,
disappointed in some
I
of
was
the voice.
disappointed with some of the voices I did.
I liked how Lantern thought he was awesome, and he was proven wrong. He's like, so
multiple
you're
times.
you're just a guy in a suit. He's talking to Batman, and they're like, "Batman really exists." I love that. Like, you really exist? Holy crap!
He's talking to him. It's like, and he takes out the ring, and he's like, "So, how does this work?"
He's like, "How'd you get that?"
You were concentrating.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It has to be willingly. It has to be willingly taken off, or it won't come off, or they have to be
Batman.
dead.
No,
Batman.
Deathstroke proved that theory absolutely wrong.
No, Deathstroke just
And-
broke Kyle's fingers, and then he lost concentration, and his force field dropped, and he kicked him. You can't take the ring off unless it's willingly taken off, or you're dead. Which is retconning and mismatching, but still,
Yeah.
it made for a funny part.
I mean, for a funny part,
I liked it.
Superman came off as an extreme douche.
That's because he is that way in the New 52. He
Just
is.
Which
an
bothers me.
extreme
It doesn't
arrogant-
bother me at all. I think someone with that much power and should not be normal. And like I'm so tired of Superman being the nicest guy ever. I mean, he's got enough strength to tow around planets and survive supernovas. Why can't he be a little arrogant for once when he's first starting out? Because his
parents raised him better than that.
because he's
Not these
Superman.
days. No one raises their kids that well anymore.
Yeah, they just put him in front of the
They
TV.
just
That was,
make
the whole
realistic.
point, that was the whole point of Superman, though. That his
But-
Yeah, I
parents
know.
did raise him well.
But
his
he's-
parents did take the time to instill values and on that to him. And for him,
No, they instilled values into Clark Kent. Superman's different. It's like, think about it. Clark Kent is the best
so
person
that means
possible.
Bruce Wayne can go out and straight shoot people with a gun, but Batman can't.
Well, Bruce Wayne
Technically,
actually
yeah.
goes out and is social and has a life where Batman does not. Batman's
But
a
I'm
so-
saying, if he had a situation and Bruce Wayne needed to cap someone, he could, since he's a totally different person, enemy, he can go off and cap
I
someone.
think he is a totally different person. I think it's because Batman's insane.
Does that mean that when Bruce Wayne goes out dancing, he can't do the Bat-Tusi?
Why are you doing this to me?
But I enjoy the cyborg story.
I'm glad there was a separation, a newer look at Superman that's more fresh because he can be overconfident because he is Superman.
And I didn't like Wonder Woman.
She was
I like
just
Her
this-
voice character. I mean, her
voice actor was
her
not-
voice actor was horrible.
But her character is this. It's the same character it's always
Yeah.
been. She's like, "Ha ha! You guys are pathetic because I'm a warrior and you're you're a complete loser." And I love that he's like, "Keep him focused. Make up some tactics." Blah blah blah. And Batman's like, "I'm gonna go actually solve the problem and get Superman because Superman's awesome." And like Green Lantern's like, "Blah blah blah." And then like Wonder Woman's like, "Follow me!" And he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll do that too." That's Hal Jordan. If it was Kyle, it'd be a completely different story.
I want to cover a little bit of games because guess what? We actually had some interesting news. One thing I want to mention, Titanfall's getting the patch that everyone requested so that, guess what? You can have private lobbies now so
Yay!
people can go against each other.
It's amazing that was not a feature from them.
It is. But, they were probably rushed. Heaven forbid.
I mean,
Microsoft was like, please,
that's
we
the
need a good
thing.
game for the system.
that's a thing that takes like a day.
Well, apparently they got it done in, a month or something. So, but
They were too
it's
busy
out.
raking in money that they couldn't
Yeah.
get. They were like, hold on,
And now
we're still getting money.
The 360 edition's out now, right?
Yes.
Or
Yeah,
coming out.
Came out Tuesday.
Which I don't want. But
On my computer.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
want.
play it.
I want it on my.
you want the Xbox One version.
Who doesn't want giant robots and rocket-based parkour? I don't know.
But then we also had a really big game come out while we were off. That was not Dark Souls 2. Diablo 3 expansion.
Reaper of Souls was so good.
So
It's revolutionized the game. It's made it not suck.
yeah,
so-
it basically turned it into the Diablo 3 we always wanted, which, I
With a complete
need to
story
buy
that
it.
I can follow and enjoy, with
Yeah.
character side quests that make me care about the supporting characters,
Yep.
and a loot system that doesn't make me hateful.
Yep.
Where you're like, I'm playing this game. You're like, oh, something dropped I can use, and it's appropriate level. Oh my good lord.
That's not real. Don't make stuff up.
Yeah, but also, Infamous 2 came out.
Infamous 2 is fantastic.
Did you buy it, Eli?
I did. I bought it and beat it in 3 days.
I love the original, the first 2 Infamous games.
You are incredible.
So
Beat it
I'm
in
gonna
3
have to-
days and then went right back to Dark Souls.
Yeah.
You're
I'm gonna have to get my I'm gonna
This
get my
game's too easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my PS4 so I can.
It took
I got
me
my
hit,
next
man.
raise, so I got raised up to 70% pay scale, so I should be able to sock a little bit extra money away.
You should, what was it? Also save up for Last of Us PS4.
Steve has a wedding to save for.
Actually,
There's no reason because we already played Last of Us last year.
The
when it
Last
came
of Us DLC I heard was really good.
out. I heard that
but,
as well.
Doesn't it come with all of it, and then also it looks amazing?
yeah,
Yeah,
but
well,
it's
Last
the
of Us
same
still
game.
looked
though.
amazing.
Yeah, but
But,
why would it get it? They already
Yeah.
played it and beat it.
Yeah.
here's the thing.
There's
though.
no reason to pay
aside
$60
from aside
for
from my
updated
wedding on
graphics.
October 4th, which is less than 6 months away now. I am actually saving little by little for a road trip to go to California with my friends
Roads.
for the opening of Star Wars Land.
Star Wars
I'm
Land.
saving for Comic Con.
I don't have money for Comic Con, but there's
What's Star
18
Wars
there's
Land?
18 months for the Star Wars addition to Disney World or Land
Oh.
in California that's opening up.
Land.
It is a Star Wars specific themed area of that park, and my friends and I want to go, and I'm starting little by little to save because the whole plan is tentatively to get us all together in one large vehicle that we rent and drive it down to Texas and pick up my friend Jim and then go over to California. That's probably never going to happen, but it's a dream.
It's a dream. The gas for, say, a motorhome would be outrageous.
Yes, it would be ridiculous. I might as well just buy a plane ticket.
Yes.
Yep.
That would be way cheaper.
And just
But still,
You guys could fly down to pick up Jim, and then fly
I
over.
would really,
That'd be
I would
much
really
better.
like to go to Indianapolis, like Indy Gen Con, and stay the whole week, or New York Comic Con and stay the whole week. But so much of my money and time right now is being thrown into this wedding. Like, I'm getting ready to pick.
Is there a horse?
Not yet. I'm getting ready to pick my wedding bands, and I want something with green in it, of course.
Fallout Boy
And,
has green.
No,
Not that kind of band.
I actually found it's tungsten steel with and it's been oxidized in a furnace to have a green band, and it looks really cool. It's just that the oxidation will fade. So
You mean like a type of rust?
yeah, a little bit.
Over time.
So she, Stasis. So it's like we're gonna have the different colors, different fall colors and stuff, and it's gonna be like red, orange, yellow, green, and purple. And I've already ordered a emerald tie, which is a different shade of green. So I'm pretty excited. You shut your mouth, and you're laughing at my awesomeness. So
I just want to sing all the leaves are brown. California dream. Sorry. Eli, what's some more gaming news?
Nintendo this week was busting out some Nintendo Directs. On Tuesday,
is this something I'm going to care about?
yeah, on Tuesday they had an all Smash Brothers Nintendo Direct with the lead game designer himself was hanging out and telling us about stuff that they're doing for the game. They announced that
What's the difference between the two? Because I know that there's supposed to be two differences.
there is the stages are different in both games. All the characters are the same.
Okay, so the stages are different.
The stages are different in both games. The 3DS has exclusive stages, and the Wii U has exclusive stages only on it. But the 3DS game will also feature a mode, I forget what they called it, but it's basically a mode where It's a 4-player mode. You start out in this huge map, like a Metroid-style map, like on this ship.
Like a side-scroller ship.
Yeah, and so you're up, and you're going around in here, and you're fighting computer... All 4 characters are in their own version of the ship, fighting computer enemies and different things to collect power-ups to power up their character. They have 5 minutes to do this.
And then
After 5 minutes, then it puts
them.
them into an arena, and they fight each other with their different power-ups that they managed to collect.
That
mode is only on the 3DS version, and it's really, really cool.
There'll be a really, really quiet podcast that day, because we'll be playing.
We'll be fighting.
Actually, no, it'll be the podcast we can't air, because I'll be throwing profanity at Marquise and Eli as they kick the crap out of me.
Actually, you can't air it because if it has the sounds of Nintendo games, Nintendo will
Dude,
shut
it's
us
called
down.
mute.
Nintendo will crush
But
it. Like, no!
One of the most interesting things that they announced was that the characters like Zelda and Sheik, where you would transform from Zelda into Sheik or vice versa,
Are they separate characters
they're
now?
splitting them out into separate characters now and giving them more abilities
So good.
to make up for the lack of
did they
transformation.
Did they bring any new characters in?
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing that same thing with Metro or Samus and Zero Suit Samus. Like she doesn't after she fires her big heavy attack.
Samus had
she
a
doesn't
completely
break out
different
in
set. She had the stun pistol and the laser.
Exactly. She doesn't break out into Zero Suit Samus after that anymore. She still just stays regular Samus in the suit. Zero Suit Samus is a separate character and has been powered up. She's got like rocket boots now and is like a really fast.
Are they going to balance
character.
the super moves? Because that was the one thing that turned me off to Brawl.
Well, I mean, you can always not use the super move.
Well, I'm just saying that the Brawl, the different super moves were so unbalanced that
they're supposed to be.
It made Brawl not fun.
They're supposed to be unbalanced.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
Falcon kick.
Yeah, they're supposed to be.
I would say, why not balance them so that everyone can fight on even ground?
They're all unbalanced, so therefore they are balanced.
No, that makes no sense.
But they're just crazy moves that you didn't have to use anyway. They were optional. But
just making them optional doesn't fix the fact that it was a garbage mechanic.
Falcon punch.
It sure does.
Dude,
if you don't have to use it, then it's not a problem.
I just turned it off.
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't a problem. But they announced that the 3DS version will be coming out this summer. The Wii U version will be coming out this winter. The 3DS version is going to have all kinds of crazy multiplayer stuff, just like the Wii U version. You'll be able to play over Wi-Fi, not just locally.
Excellent.
So it's very cool. I think that's interesting that they're coming out with the 3DS version first. I think that's good. That shows that they know that fans want to play something, and so they're getting something out there.
I think they realize that the 3DS is their strongest platform right now.
They should have
but the Wii U. This is the year for the Wii U because you're getting Mario Kart 8 in under a month now, and then you're going to have Smash Brothers this fall. So I mean, you're getting the 2 items that people have been waiting for to actually sell that system.
Yeah, if I could get.
I mean, you already had Super Mario 3D World last fall.
What kind of third-party titles are coming out that I might be interested in? Because right now, all I see for See, that's the thing. That's the only reason why I have largely abandoned Nintendo, because the only quality stuff they put around is a rehash of their old stuff.
Yeah.
It's nothing new.
See, I like all that stuff.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love me some Mario Kart, and I love me some Smash Brothers, and I love Zelda.
Yeah.
But they haven't come out with any like a super high quality new IP or anything related to third party stuff forever.
Yeah.
And I find that as
sad, but
but it's.
I'm fine with Nintendo being, just doing their own thing to make the games for their systems.
I would rather they made games for other systems.
I would rather. Well, actually, if Nintendo was smart, from my opinion, they would drop the Wii U and focus completely on the 3DS, because the 3DS is such a better system. It's a really good platform. It's the best handheld on the market right now.
Yeah.
Sales-wise, the PS Vita is really
terrible because it doesn't have games.
It's really good. It's got a lot of hardware, but it doesn't have the game support. And
that's the same problem that the Wii U has. The Wii U is a great system, and Nintendo clearly knows how to make it crank out amazing-looking graphics.
It's just
because Smash Brothers and Mario Kart 8 both look fantastic.
But you know,
And they look next gen. Like, they look like next gen titles because
next gen
Nintendo
really
knows
hasn't
what they're
taken
doing.
off yet.
I know.
But the thing is, I mean, when you have better third-party support for your handheld than for your console, that should tell you something.
Yeah. I mean, it's also cheaper to develop for...
Well, the
3DS.
handheld looks almost just as... The graphics on 3DS are almost just as good.
No.
It's really about the functionality and the fact that you can carry around your 3DS, network easily. Hey, this guy has a 3DS, that guy has a 3DS, that guy has a 3DS.
And it doesn't cost as much as a Wii U. So
You've got the Street Pass stuff. You know.
yeah, I really enjoy my 3DS. I'm not sorry that I bought it. I was sorry that my parents and my friends and myself had a Wii that sat and collected dust for months on end. So
But the Wii, you know,
that's why I didn't pick up a Wii U. I would rather have a PlayStation 3.
Well, some people, you'd rather PlayStation 4.
Right now, I need a PlayStation 4 like bad.
But,
So
there's all that Smash Brothers stuff. Then today, Nintendo decided to have another... I'm about to choke death. I need water real quick. I'm just gonna... Water interview.
Nintendo sucks! Ah! You can't talk either because you're drinking water. Nintendo sucks! Ah!
I worry for you.
Alright.
I had to
I
do
don't
it.
know, if Nintendo went the way of Sega,
But,
I still wouldn't feel bad.
Today they had
Sega
another
didn't do it
Nintendo
right.
Direct
Yeah,
for
Sega.
Tomodachi Life, which I'm excited that it's
Tamagotchi,
coming to the United States on June 6th. It was originally slated to only release in Japan, but it is a little... it's a series that they've had over there before, but you have your Mii characters, and it's like Animal Crossing
But
on
with
drugs.
Oh, pass.
So it's really bizarre and weird. One of the clips that I saw today, like all the Mii's were walking around a Virtual Boy saying, "All hail the Virtual Boy," and they were like dancing around it like a tribe. I was like, this is my game. It's just silly stuff.
I'll just throw
and
Patapong in my my PSP.
it'll just be something random
Same effect.
to waste time with. I'll probably buy it off the eShop actually, so I don't have to have a cartridge for
I was
that.
going to say, how much is it, though?
$35.
That's a bit much.
Pass. It's like paying $40 for WarioWare. Exactly.
But WarioWare is fantastic and totally worth $40.
I've never found it to be so.
But yeah, they had, so I don't know, they've been just busting out crazy stuff all week. There's not really any games this week, but next week, Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn finally comes to PS4. I played the beta for that last weekend and it was awesome. It looks fantastic.
I really want to hate that game, but
You shouldn't hate that game because it's fantastic. It's super good.
I got super gypped when they brought out 14 initially, and
Yeah.
I had so much hate for that game, and
Yeah,
I
it was
haven't-
awful.
I haven't picked it up. I haven't picked it up since, and
It
I
was
really
awful.
I don't need another MMO. But I had so much fun. I played 11 for so long.
Not even Elder Scrolls Online?
No, I heard that game was awful. So
I haven't been too impressed with what I've seen either. 2014
You
FIFA
can
World
get
Cup
married.
Brazil for PS3 and Xbox 360. Super Mario Bros. 3 hits the Wii U and 3DS eShop. F-Zero Maximum Velocity, a really terrible Game Boy Advance game, is not a good. Oh no,
I haven't seen a good F-Zero
that
game
one's
in a long
okay.
time.
The other one, the one that I'm thinking of, is the one I forget what it's called. It had the yellow cover and like Captain Falcon was standing on the front, and there was some other guy. It was like a Quest F-Zero weird game. Golden Sun comes out for Virtual Console.
Golden Sun.
Which, you talking about the original Golden Sun?
Yeah,
that was on
the Game Boy Advance.
I've got both of those.
The
They're
new one's
so
good,
good.
too, though. Golden Sun Dark Dawn. It's good.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out because is it on the same caliber as crap.
Bravely Vault.
No, the other RPG that came out that I played a lot. It's eluding me.
Final Fantasy, Secret of Mana.
No, it's
Alright, you weren't thinking
Fire Emblem. There we go.
Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem was so good. I played it. I've played through it 4 times.
Yeah, it's good.
You were talking about this one, were you?
Yeah, GP Legend.
That's a terrible one.
That's the terrible one.
That is bad.
That one's really awful.
That's awful.
F-Zero GP Legend is awful.
Link it up. 1 game pack, 4 players. Although that was a really cool feature of the Game Boy. You could link up the systems.
Yeah,
that was cool.
I like that. And
Also, you could link it to the...
GameCube.
You know what's a really cool
It's awesome.
feature of the
That's fun.
future? You don't need that cable anymore. You just sit in the room and...
Oh, I know. It's just that at that time, when
Yeah, at that time,
there
it
wasn't
was very
wireless
awesome.
stuff.
I remember playing Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles with my friends in college.
And then it was very cool when they re-released Fire Red and Leaf Green Pokemon, and it had the wireless transceiver with it.
That was very. They like to get a hold of new technology and go crazy with it.
Nintendo likes to do cool things.
I do respect the fact that they are like, hey, let's add a tablet
let's
to this.
try out. Let's try some stuff here. Let's
I think they should have also just licensed
play around and have fun.
like that, or like Asus or
They just
Samsung
like to play
Sony
around
or
and have
something.
fun. That's
No, you know what I think it is? I think they don't like sharing their money with other companies.
There's that too.
So they're like, why
That's
would we
fine.
give money to
There's
other people
nothing
when
wrong
we
with
can
that.
just do it ourselves?
Well, it's because of them
There's
that
nothing wrong
Sony
with
got
that.
into the game world
That-
because
yeah.
they're like, hey, let's make this cool device together, guys. Cool. You know what, Sony? Die. They shot Sony 5 times and Sony fell off a cliff.
You know that
Sony lived though.
Sony's like, what's the future of gaming? CDs. And they're like, compact discs, that's a fad. Look at the Sega CD. It was awful. And you're like, well, Sega CD had like 3 good games.
Sewer Shark, Lethal Enforcers 2 Gunfighters, and Sonic CD.
No.
I loved the Lunar.
Lunar was
Lunar 1 and 2.
I'm sorry, I just named my 3 favorites.
Anyway, so
They.
but the Sega
Yes.
Sega CD gave rise to a better system, which was the Saturn.
Yeah, that's really good.
Turn and burn, rat.
And then the Saturn gave birth
That's right.
to
That's your
a
new
better
call
system.
sign.
But
Sega.
yeah, I don't know. So that they backed out on Sony. Sony lost some money.
We're cruising all the way to Silver City.
And Square was like Square. They burned a bridge with Square pretty bad, and that's why 7 came out on the PlayStation.
Yeah,
Or Solar City. Was it Solar City? Solar City.
Sewer Shark.
I think it was
You
Solar
talking about Sewer Shark?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
Solar City.
That game was so awful.
Solar City.
Anyway.
It was a cool concept,
Something.
but yeah, it wasn't good.
No.
Sunshine City.
Actually, the best game on that system, my favorite game on the system, Snatcher.
I really
Snatcher's
liked
really good.
Yeah.
Guardian Heroes.
Hideo Kojima.
That
is
was on
a cool
Saturn.
guy.
Oh well, I can't tell the difference. It's Sega.
Yeah, Sega CD.
Hideo Kojima directed Snatcher, didn't he? Wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Konami game. It
Yeah.
was amazing. Oh, don't get me wrong, there were great games on the Saturn. I loved, what was it? Dragon Force
Dragon
was
Force was so good.
epic. I wish they would put that on, Android.
Yeah.
I would love a
Yes.
new Dragon Force, like a Dragon Force like 15 or something like that.
Well, I think they made it 2, and it was on the PS2, and it was okay.
It was all right. It was the same thing, pretty much. Rehashed
Yeah,
and brought
and they
back
really
over.
need to
You
branch
know what
it
they
out.
need a new Panzer Dragoon.
Well, they kind of made that with Crimson Dragon,
It was not good.
and it wasn't great. Yeah. Also, Halo.
Also, it looked like it was
Hello.
made for like you to play on a phone, and not
Yeah.
an Xbox.
Which is sad. It should have really been on the 360. Just call it.
It should have really been on a Windows phone and called it a day.
So what were we talking? You said something about Halo.
Oh yeah, the Spartan
Assault.
Assault. He's
terrible.
He's not a
It's not
fan,
good.
but it's also half off now.
I wasted
Oh,
money
really?
on that.
Yeah, it's $10. It's on the
I'm-
360 and the
I really
Xbox
liked
One.
that. Was probably my favorite part of Halo 4 had a good story. It was a good game, and I really enjoyed it. But the Spartan Ops for me made multiplayer more fun.
Yeah,
'cause-
this has nothing to do with that.
This
But
is-
Yeah, I
it's
know,
Really terrible.
I've seen it, and I've seen people play it, and but
It's pay to enjoy.
oh
Yeah,
okay.
that's the
Pay-
problem.
I hate pay to win games.
They should've
It's not
just
even
made
pay
it-
to win.
They
It's
should
just
made it
pay to
free.
enjoy.
Yeah, make it free, and then
Yeah, if it's
say,
free,
there
then
you
all
go.
that stuff is fine.
Yeah.
Like 90% of the games out there are like you
If
can
it's
play this,
free,
you can
then-
play the entirety of this game on your Android phone or your other phone. But if you want this extra boost,
If
to
the
make
game
it
is
easier-
free, then it's okay to not have character progression or a sense of accomplishment. That's fine. But when you don't have any kind of character progression, the weapons that you unlock are only unlocked for one playthrough of a level.
Oh.
So you spend time earning credits to purchase a weapon. You get to use it one time, and that's terrible. Like, there's no sense of accomplishment,
See,
and there's no reason
that's
to
what-
keep playing.
That's what I like about Plants vs Zombies too. You can go through the entire game without spending a dime.
Yeah.
But you're like, I really want that torchwood or that
Yeah.
the jalapeno pepper, or I want
Here's
that
$3.
that
Jeez.
snow pea. Yeah, it's ridiculous. They're like
$3.
they're like $2.99, $3.99, but like the stuff they give you, since they recently released the Far Future level on Plants vs Zombies 2, and it's awesome. They have all the new plants they give you are really good, and it's got like they'll have different colored tiles on the ground, and every plant you have that sits on those tiles, when you activate one with plant food, they all activate for free. And it's just like, it's pretty cool. I mean, they give you a photon orange that shoots giant balls of energy. You get a thing called an infinite, which is a holographic walnut, and if it gets destroyed, it still sits on the ground. It'll reactivate a few minutes later. I mean, there's peaches, and they basically took zombies from the first game, like the football players and the disco zombies and stuff, and made them into like zombies driving robot football, like big robot helmets, and it'll bump your plants off. Or the disco one will have a disco ball come up out of its head, and like zombies on jetpacks will come down and they'll start dancing disco dances.
Nice.
It's really cool. It was free and it was well worth it. And they brought back the Zen Garden so that if you get crystals, and you put crystals and you unlock pieces of the Zen Garden, and what it'll do is you grow plants. If it's not a marigold to get money, which is a good way to get money, it'll bring up, say, your tall nut it grows up, and you water it, and a couple hours later, you water it again, and then about an hour and a half later, you get a boost. So that whenever you place the next level you use a tall nut in, all tall nuts will immediately activate their plant food ability for free. So you put your tall nuts down, they all got armor on them, and it's pretty sweet, and life is good, and it's fun. And if you put them on correlating squares, they all activate all kinds of craziness, and it's like, it was hard, like it was difficult more than the other levels, so it was worth it. But I've never been, back to the original topic, I've never been tempted to be like, you know what, I really need to drop $4 on that torchwood.
Yeah.
Because the other stuff they give you is fun.
Yeah.
So, Spartan Assault, no thanks.
It's a stinky turd.
But
When it gets down
It's
to
the
like
first stinky
$5,
turd of the
I'll buy it.
Halo universe, actually.
Yeah. But it still was.
No,
Shut up.
ODST was fantastic.
ODST
ODST
was-
is
It was
fun.
not fantastic.
It's
It was. It was
fun.
an amazing game.
It was great.
You're
It was
super
nice.
wrong.
I liked how-
It had
There's-
Fillion in it, man. How can that go wrong?
You're
Yeah, well, you
super
had
wrong
Nathan
about that.
Fillion, and then you had, the guy that played, I just want to say Leaf now. My brain just went blanked out. It had the one guy, the redhead guy, played Wash.
Really?
And then,
He was in it?
Yeah, and then,
So Wash and
Jane,
Captain Mao.
the guy that was Jane.
So they basically were like, you know what show's really good right now?
Adam
Firefly.
Baldwin. Yeah.
Can you guys just come over and play a part of our game?
It was like, hey, Sci-Fi Channel, let us have your actors.
Well, yeah, wasn't Trisha Helfner or someone like that?
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
at the time, Firefly was still Fox. So
No,
last-
well,
No. We're talking like 2007, and
Yeah,
it had been
Firefly was
over for
already
about 7 years.
Yeah.
It just seems like it had been a while ago, but it was excellent.
It was good. It wasn't. Well, Master Chief. Like I recently watched the Superpower Beatdown where Captain America beat Master Chief. So good.
Would that happen? I don't know.
No.
Well, it was an alternate ending, but I mean, it comes down to it. Cap's a better fighter, but Master Chief has better technology.
Yeah,
but,
he's a future soldier.
He's basically a futuristic version of Captain America.
Yeah.
But there was an alternate ending. People were raging on it and stuff like that, and hating on it so bad. And I was like, you guys do realize that this is a fan voted thing. And I was like, why would he not win? Captain America's amazing.
Well,
But then I was like, Master Chief is like so much stronger and stuff, and his Mjolnir armor is like so much better, and blah blah blah. And I was like,
And he's not flesh and blood on the outside. Like,
Yeah.
he's protected in an armor. Whereas
He-
Captain America is not.
yeah.
he's just wearing.
He's
Master
wearing,
Chief
like,
is a
spandex.
Master Chief is a highly mobile tank. Literally, he's a highly mobile tank.
He has 2 weapons on him at all times. He's got mini grenades, and
He's super strong, super durable. He's, stronger than Cap.
one plasma grenade would kill Captain America.
Captain America, the way he took out Master Chief is he blocked the plasma grenade with his shield and then threw it back at Master Chief, and it blew up in his face.
Would he block it? Did it stick to the
It
shield?
stuck to the shield, and he threw the shield, and it hit.
Okay.
It hit Master Chief, and then it knocked him down, and he grabbed the shield and jammed the bladed edge into his throat. There was an alternate ending where Master Chief won. But they spent half the fight.
I mean, that's the only alternate that there could be. There's only two people.
They spent half the fight.
Batman comes in and wins.
They spent half the fight shooting at each other, which was kind of strange. But it made sense because he's a first-person shooter character, so he was using the battle rifle.
To be fair,
it was actually really well choreographed. But I was
Cap uses a gun.
Yeah, Cap actually had grenades and his 1911,
which makes sense. I just want to see Cap act like Rolento from Final Fight.
He just rolls and grenades fall.
Beats people with a giant stick.
Yeah. He rolls and grenades fly out. And he's running around and there's piano wire.
I don't
and
know.
He strangles what?
Still, people were like, he's done some amazing things, and I was like, you guys not know about Captain America? He's fought gods, literal gods, not just the Didac.
He survived being drawn by Rob Liefeld.
Yeah.
That takes power.
That takes pretty major accomplishment.
That takes guts and stamina.
Because he had boobs and he was looking this way and that way. I don't understand.
He was a human wedge.
Yeah, he had side boob that was so epic.
I don't understand Liefeld's art.
I don't understand him at all. He's I made comics in the 90s.
Couches, muscles that don't exist.
He still gets paid millions of dollars.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I
chew on that for a while.
I'm a great artist, and I get paid
upwards.
nothing, and I can draw Captain America better than sideways broken neck Captain America. I was like, because when you showed me that picture, I was like, I've seen that picture before, and then I got a closer look, and I was like, that is the most awful. It made me ill in my stomach.
It does. It makes you nauseous.
It made the artist in me nauseous.
Someone was making a joke about that because the new Captain America is out, and they had one of the characters drawn like that, and she was standing there, kind of looking to the right, but also straight ahead. And she's very well endowed, and her chest was quite mighty at that time, not quite human.
You mean you mean 90s comics Busty?
Yeah.
Where you're like, how does that happen? There's no physics in this Marvel universe or comics in general. You're like, that's ridiculous.
I think that in the old comics, if you were the suits were so tight, they actually grew their skin over them and had to be skinned so you could see the spandex. That's all I'm saying. Is that too dark?
It was really creepy.
I'm Spawn.
It was.
Well, that'll bring us to the finale. Welcome to finale, everyone.
Hey, everybody, we're at the finale.
We skipped a couple segments, but that's cool.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, we had to talk about Mania in just a free-flowing manner
good.
because
it
was a big deal. It was the 30. It's the end of an era. Done.
Like I said, I was fighting trolls in downtown San Francisco with my Warforged. It was pretty sweet.
It's the end of, the streak. It's the end of a lot of things. It's now the reality era, as Triple H likes to say. I don't know why.
I was about to say, didn't that happen in the 90s when MTV sold out and became reality TV?
Yeah, they're kind of behind.
Yeah, no. I don't want to know. Triple H is just the game.
And how
it's all about the game. Yeah. All right.
His intro was ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had to mention. By the way, I loved Triple H when he did his intro, but I loved him more in Masters of the Universe because apparently he's Skeletor. He came down with a gold crown and a gold skull on his face, and he was carried by people.
I was hoping that when Daniel Bryan beat him, loot would pop out.
I wanted that to happen.
The Skeleton King, all this stuff falls up and picks up. He does this, he's messing with something, he's brewing a potion or something, in Warcraft, where he's just fiddling with his hands, and all of a sudden he goes, "Epic loots!" And it was just an orange, super sweet looking the champion belt. You kill Triple H, and the golden skull crown pops off, and you're like, "Sweet helmet!" And the belt drops, and he's like, "I've been waiting for this drop forever."
You know what's funny?
50 DKP.
That reminds me, it's funny because
I had to manage the DKP site for my guild. It was freaking terrible.
That's why we never.
Such a headache.
That's why my guild never used DKP.
It was worth it though because we
you're
had
a slack ass jerk. You get nothing.
It was worth it because we had people that weren't part of our core, and so the DKP was kind of a way to make sure they didn't get stuff, because they were new, and we had all saved up a bunch of points.
Yeah, and then I
So it's
saw,
kinda good
then I
for
saw in Vanilla WoW when I saw a healing paladin get the Ashkandi almost out of Black Valerian. A guild broke almost. It was pretty
Yeah.
righteous.
Fun fact: the original next gen wrestling game. It's not the original. The first wrestling game ever on an Xbox, WWF at the time, maybe Raw, was terrible. But when you beat up Kurt Angle, a gold medal would pop out. And then if you beat him up enough, his actual gold medal would pop out because it wasn't just like
You're like
hey,
out of your
this is
Xbox.
no, there's two different ones. There's the one they actually gave away at that particular Olympics, which had like a black strap with gold on it. You know, it's really cool. Then there's the one that he would wear when he came down to the ring sometimes, which is blue strapped and super fake metal. So you beat him up a few times, super fake one would pop off, and then you beat him up some more, and then the real one would pop off, and then you could put it on yourself and be like, yeah, look at me. And that game was terrible. That was made by the guys that did the original Ultimate Fighting Championship games, and it was
bad.
terrible. All right, everyone, so we're going to wrap it
finale
up
again.
here.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap it up, finally. Steve?
Play more games.
Do stuff.
Buy more comics. Look for reviews because we're going to do a video review of Captain America next week.
Yeah.
And check us out on TimeRust.com.
Tomodachi Life.
Peace.
Fail.